I'm so excited. I'm so friggin' excited. Look at me. I really am. I love comedians.
Yes.
I'm a comedian whore. I follow comedians. A comedian star, Chucker.
Yeah.
And I just love laughing, and I love what they do for the world. I think they're special people. It's a hard job to keep people laughing. And we want to invite Eric Alessandro, who is one of my favorite comedians. If you don't follow him, follow him. So, can we get Eric in here?
This is the Cats and Pudding Podcast. A melting pot of pudding. And now, here's Jen.
Hey everybody, so we are filming a special episode of Cats and Pudding, and we are at the San Gennaro Feast. I am so excited. It's Cats, Pudding, and Kitty Cat over here. And we have some great guests tonight, and Kathrine is going to introduce our next guest.
Yes, I'm extremely excited about this guest.
Me too.
I am a fangirl. Fangirling, they call it? Is that what they call it? Fangirling?
Fangirl.
Am I saying it wrong? Fangirl? What is it?
What
Fanning?
is fangirl?
They go, you fangirl? No. That's if you're fanning over a girl, right?
No, I think
I
you
don't
got,
know.
I think
What
you
is
got
it
it right.
called?
You got it right.
Is it fangirl? I don't know.
I'm fangirling?
No, maybe a groupie?
Isn't that a name for something?
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
got it.
I'm
Is it a groupie?
a big fan. How's
Okay.
that?
Okay.
So, I don't know why I thought of him right away. It was like the feast, Italians. Who do I
She did.
admire?
That
I
was
wanted to get
she
some
did
Italians
say.
because this one is a cultural thing. We don't always just do Italians.
No.
We don't want to box ourselves in. We
No,
like to
we're not
think of
boxing
ourselves
ourselves
as
in.
a universal duo.
But we're proud to be Italian.
But we're proud
Very
and love
proud
it.
to be Italian.
And
for sure.
we goof on it, but we that's
Of course.
We're very proud to be an Italian,
Yes,
and we're
we're
proud
very-
to be successful women as Italian.
That's
Italian
right.
Women.
That's right.
Now I'm fangirling.
So we got Eric D'Alessandro, the comedian who, if you're not following him, you need to. And that's what your Instagram is under?
Eric D'Alessandro, yeah.
Eric
I say D'Alessandro.
D'Alessandro.
It's apostrophe.
Yes,
DI.
but
Eric-
not on Instagram. Just Eric D'Alessandro.
Oh,
'Cause
Eric D'Alessandro.
When the computer sees an apostrophe,
They
it
just
explodes.
Oh,
Yeah, you
There's
wouldn't-
a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you should see plane tickets, hotel reservations. It's a nightmare. Try telling somebody in the Philippines how to spell your name.
Apostrophe. They're
It's,
like, what?
it's impossible.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait, so look how I wrote my questions. Look,
I thought
Colin.
I thought
Well, you're
these were
keeping it old
receipts.
school. Yeah, I thought it was they're not
This is on
receipts.
receipt paper.
Yeah.
I was doing it
That's
during
what I
my
thought
morning
they were.
Where did
coffee.
you get blank receipt paper?
I got a little pull in my coffee shop.
Okay,
They
all
pulled it right out.
Yeah, I should.
So
I should know that.
I don't really need this for my first question. My first question is,
I am not gay.
oh shit! I saw you do that on your Insta. Do people think you're gay?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think?
I'm very open. I'm very.
I don't get that from you at all. Not at all.
I don't mind. I mean, I don't care. I'm not
Nobody cares.
homophobic, so
Oh.
I don't. I'm not like I'm not gay, bro. I don't
Yeah.
really care. I don't really mind. I don't mind.
I mean, it's okay. It's just, but I just don't get that vibe.
In the past, honestly, it was just I noticed that if their girlfriend was laughing at my videos, they would call me gay. Sometimes, but then also I do have,
a man bun?
I look like gay Italian Jesus. I do look a little. I get it. I understand it. I don't know. I'm also very open about
Gay
my.
Italian Jesus.
I'm open
we said
about
it
my
together.
emotions.
You're an artist.
You're an artist.
Artists are
Yes.
in touch with
They
every
do.
Yeah.
side.
What's your sign?
I don't like those things.
You don't like them?
I don't believe in any of it. I'm a Capricorn, but
All right.
I don't believe in any of it.
You're artistic, so that's all.
But don't
And
you
you're
know
more
in improv
sensitive.
you're supposed to go along with everything?
Oh,
you should
sorry,
know
but,
this as a comedian. You should be like,
geez.
I love it.
Is this
I
is this UCB or is this someone's grandma's kitchen? I don't know. I don't know. We're doing improv. I apologize.
Do you like this set?
Love it.
Is
This is
a
the
great
coolest
set?
place I've ever been. I didn't know this was here. This is unbelievable.
They just opened this, like they
It's
literally.
absolutely. I know.
just-
When I met Sabino and Rocco and I did their podcast, they spoke about it. I'm blown away. This whole thing is just phenomenal.
They
I
were
don't want to
talking
leave.
about that they were building it. And
Yeah, he was
having
telling
it-
me all about it. And
Yeah, it's amazing.
when you actually see it in real life, though, it's spectacular.
So here's my first question. Okay. And it wasn't, are you gay? Not at all. You grew up on Staten Island.
I grew up on Staten Island.
Okay.
Yes.
In your set, I've seen your show, okay, which I think is fabulous. Please go see him.
Thank you. You can check out that set on Hulu. It's on Hulu right now. I Don't Understand is the name of my special. It's on Hulu. But that thing that you saw with the Drake
It's called
thing,
I Don't Understand?
Yeah, that's like what my wife says. I don't understand. That's like the whole thing.
Yeah. He's so good. Do you ever see him when he makes fun of his wife?
Yes, I love it.
Being married, you know, when you're a comedian, whoever you're going to marry, whether it be a female marrying
They're always like the number one target.
You better know you're going to be the brunt of the joke.
Yeah, I feel bad. I don't think she knew that. She was just this sweet girl who was just like, doing her own thing, and now I'm
she from
dragging her.
Staten Island?
She is also from Staten Island. Yeah.
But you said that you weren't in your set, and I identify with this. You said you weren't a typical Italian, like you guys were eating meatloaf and cream corn. You weren't. It wasn't like the typical Italian household, right?
It was. Like definitely not. But like at the same time, it very much was.
Me
stereotypical.
too.
Like every Sunday we had pasta.
Right.
Every my mom comes from a very my Italian upbringing was more about like faith in the Catholic Church, food. It wasn't about the mafia or anything. Or like it wasn't about. I didn't have any uncles like Tony Soprano.
Right,
I didn't have any uncles like that.
You didn't have none of that going on.
No.
So did your parents feel more into like education and more of like advancing yourself? Because that's how my parents were.
Yeah.
My dad was a street guy, but my mom was very educated, and in that time frame, it was very unheard of for a woman to get a college education. And And she was a writer. It was like that was very big deal for my family.
Absolutely.
And everybody went on to go to college, which wasn't like that.
That was the goal back then.
Yes, that was the goal.
I know. Actually, I love your role in A Bronx Tale. That movie I loved so much, and I resonated more. My family was the Robert De Niro character of
his character.
Straight and the city worker. My dad was a cop. But yeah, all my uncles are. My uncle, I have an uncle that's a doctor. One's a civil engineer. They all grew up in Bensonhurst, but none of them have accents.
She's she's got her doctorate too.
Get out of here!
Yeah.
Holy crap! Yeah,
I'm a DMP.
That's amazing.
And let's talk about that too. Our accent is. I feel like the kids are more gentrified now, and I could even see that with my own children. My oldest to my youngest. My oldest sounds just like me. As they got, I'm serious, they sound right. And as they got my middle and my youngest, they don't have the like that anymore. So I feel like that accent. It's a little sad that it's dying.
For sure,
it's also, don't you feel that sometimes that we don't get taken seriously because of that accent? Maybe at times.
Well,
my
I think
God,
we get
definitely.
stereotyped for sure.
Yeah, you guys must hate me because I don't really have an accent. I would.
No,
but you can still tell you're from New York. I mean, like, absolutely. Like,
I mean, I've also just been told a million times, like in acting classes or whatever, that I'm,
So were you studying
of course.
acting? Were you studying acting? How did you become a comedian? How did you know that you wanted to be a comedian? How did you know you were funny enough to have the balls to say, I'm going to be a comedian and I'm going to get on stage?
I have such a long, weird path here, but long story short, my age, the age that I am, YouTube really started to be a thing when I was a teenager.
May I ask how old you are?
I'm 34.
Okay, you're a baby. God,
You're never supposed to ask anybody's age.
A guy, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
you can throw them outside, you can shoot them.
I got shoes older than you.
Yeah, it's fine. A woman you can't, but a guy, forget it. So I feel like I had this strange, like I've always wanted to act my whole life. I loved writing, I loved editing, I loved just the whole creative process. I would like put on coats in my parents' house and just pretend I was in a scene or whatever. Always loved acting. And then when I was 18, I got really good at editing, and I started to really get good with Final Cut Pro, and I put out a YouTube video that kind of exploded. And then I put out another one, which was it was a Sweet 16, an Italian American girl Sweet 16. It was called Maria Marie's Sweet 16.
Okay.
And I sat there, I did this whole thing with this girl in this dress, and I was like, my first candle goes to my mother, and all this stuff. And that exploded in Jersey, Brooklyn, Staten Island. That exploded. So here I was at 19. I'm like, I have this new weird thing.
Yeah, right.
But I still really want to be an actor. Okay. And at that time, they really spoke ill of like content creators.
Yes.
Oh, he's an actor. You're a content creator.
Yes, of course.
And it was very like this dismissive
They still
thing.
do,
Of course,
they still do.
But now it's eating them alive slowly.
right.
But so at that time, I had like one foot in like, wow, this is actually happening. People are paying attention. I get like, I'm having some sort of momentum, but I also really want to do this thing. So like, I was not giving either 100%. I was like 50% in creating YouTube, but then 50% going to acting classes. I went to UCB Improv, and I got a manager, and I started going on auditions. And I always wanted to do stand-up just because I noticed that stand-ups could cut the line. Like if you're known as a stand-up, they don't ask about credits. They don't ask about dialect coach. They don't ask. They just say, "Oh, you're funny. You can go in this movie."
Right.
Yeah.
All my heroes did it. You know, Dave Chappelle.
Love Dave
everybody,
Chappelle.
like they.
That was like the shortcut.
For me, I was like, if you get really good at stand-up, you can kind of do anything. So when I was 19, that was the goal, but I just never had the balls to do it. I wrote out things. I just never had the balls to do it.
So did your family, were they rooting for you? Did they back you up? Were they okay with this?
Very much, yeah.
Okay, that's great. Now, what was your first stand-up where you wrote something and said, shit, I'm going to do this in front of people. I'm going to a real club and I'm going to do it. Where was it? And
It took me 5 years. I was 24, 10 years ago, at the Laughing Buddha. I don't even know if it's there anymore.
Yes.
It used to be, I think, by the Cellar, I think. Went there with my then girlfriend, now wife. She came with me, and I just sat there. It was.
So she was at your beginnings.
Oh, yeah.
She
yeah,
was
yeah.
there from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
So you
Oh,
got
yeah.
up there, were you shitting a brick?
Yeah, I was terrified. I was horrible. I had no premises. I didn't even know how to write a joke. I just, like, my heroes were like, you know.
That was my next question.
Yeah, like
Who were your
Dave Chappelle. I mean, I loved Ellen DeGeneres. She was a huge influence on me growing up. She was a great stand-up back when I was like a younger kid. So I never realized like the jokes. I just thought they just talked and it sounded funny.
Right.
And I realized like there was a setup punchline.
Yeah.
Setup punchline.
I felt like I just like talked, and then didn't really. I mean, my bits were dog shit, but
You rap too, though, really good.
that was at my first open mic. That was something
Wow.
I wrote. That was the first thing I did. It was Drake as a flight attendant.
Oh, I love
Could you
that.
do a little bit for us?
Oh God. Well, I stopped doing it because I started a new song. I used to close my act with it, but I made this beat which sounds like Drake, and he goes, "This'll only take a second. I need your attention. It's important, and I swear you're gonna want to listen. I'm sorry they paused frozen. That wasn't my intention." What are you doing? You gonna take a video of this?
Yes.
Please,
Go,
keep going.
This is everyone's nightmare.
Keep
It's just you and I now.
Come on.
This is everyone's
Please
nightmare.
go.
Please.
This is on.
Yes,
you
we
can
don't
watch
care.
this.
We
This is how good you are.
Yes, we want to
So come on.
This only take a second. I need your attention. I'm sorry they paused frozen. That wasn't my intention. But if this speech could save one life, then it'd be worth the effort. Yeah, there's no smoking on here whatsoever. And don't be nervous if it's bumpy, girl. That's just the weather. Pilot Sam is in control. There ain't nobody better. And if we feeling turbulence, we're feeling it together.
Woo!
That
was
goes on and on from there.
Oh my God, I
more
love
sniper.
You
that.
know, I think that you're going to be a really. My prediction is. Now, let me explain something to you. I introduced you before you came out. I said I'm a comic whore. I follow.
She's a comic
comics.
whore.
I lived
She's
in
a
West
comic whore.
Hollywood on. Everybody that knows me knows this, including Sebastian Maniscalco, who I saw. He used to do little sets. I mean, I followed everybody at their humble beginnings.
Yeah.
At Crystalia, doing little things in the valley. Okay, so. I love comedians. I think you're very special people. One, to keep some. Last night when I watched Sebastian he did over an hour. Mm-hmm. And I was like, how do you keep people laughing? One joke after another. You can't even. It's hard to make somebody laugh at one joke,
Right.
just trying to be
I mean,
funny.
he's a
master.
monster.
He's immaculate.
Oh, yeah.
He's immaculate.
he's a master. He's a master.
The one thing I always say, what I remember about Sebastian, when we all used to hang out in LA, all the comedians, he was always quiet, observing. Always. He wasn't ever in the middle. He was always.
So he
to
wasn't
himself
the center
and
of
always
attention.
observing. No, but when he got up, he would be the funniest.
He would
one.
hit the light
Do you
one
know
on.
Luca Polanca and Tammy Pescarelli? Am I saying it right?
I don't know.
She was the last comic standing.
I'm sure if I've seen
they're
them.
married.
Maybe if I saw that. If I saw them.
But so what I'm trying to say to you is, I know comics. So I lived on Fountain and Fairfax, and I would go to every night, Laugh Factory, Comedy Store, everywhere. I was addicted.
Right.
good
You
scene.
got the goods.
Oh, thank you so much.
You
You're
got
so sweet.
first
She's
of all,
been
you
saying
the whole
that to me.
package. You got the looks.
Yes.
Not that a comedian has to have them, we know that, but you got looks. So you got the main thing to me. You need charisma.
Yeah.
If you don't have charisma, even
You
as
got
an actor,
nothing.
you got to have charisma. You
do.
got to have a likability.
Yeah.
You have a likability. You're talented. Every time I go to your Instagram, I see something different. I don't keep seeing the same thing over and over again. You're not staying with the same joke for 5 years. You're constantly changing your shit up.
I love
and
that.
I admire that. That's so
you.
important.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you so
true.
much.
And you're
She's
forever evolving. You're getting better and better. And I just think that I see you being successful. Now, here's a question to you. What would you consider being, what do you consider successful?
That's
as a
actually, it's
comedian?
funny that you say that because as you're saying that, I'm thinking like, I'm not rich by any means, but I make way more money than I ever thought possible at my level.
Oh, great.
Wow.
Like, so my wife doesn't work.
You're making a living.
You're making
Your
a
W-2 is the same comedian at the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's
Done.
it.
Done.
And to
done.
me, that's it. Like,
And
That's
you're
it.
doing what you love,
yeah,
and that's the big.
I lived in
big
LA
deal.
too for a little while, and I remember.
Where'd you live?
I lived in Hollywood, right by the Hollywood and Argyle,
Okay, I know.
right by the fountain, the Capitol Records building.
Yes.
I know exactly where you live too. Anyway, I remember I moved out there when I was 28. This was 6 years ago, and I tried so many things, and it was just like I said, because I was all over the place. That's kind of a curse. I tried to have a music career. I tried
Right.
to be an actor. I tried to be a comedian. I tried to be a sketch comedy guy. I tried to be a
Jack
YouTuber.
of all trades, master of none.
But it was too. It was
too
like
much.
it was.
It's too much.
I didn't have
Spread
like an
yourself
action.
thin?
Yeah, I would have general meetings in LA with these like good people, and they'd be like, "What do you want to do?" And I'd be like,
I don't
"Anything."
know.
And they're like, "I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to help you, kid."
Yeah.
I didn't have and that's why stand up was so great to me because it was finally something that now I know it like
Right, what you could
what
do,
to channel.
what you're gonna do.
And a week, literally the week my wife and I, she moved to LA with me. I got called for the FDNY, and it was like, I took the test, and my dad is a guy from Brooklyn, and union pension benefits,
Oh, yeah.
and so
Well, that's why I asked that they support you with this. Because
yeah,
that's everything.
I'm really,
but.
I'm
You're
really
lucky.
lucky. Yeah. But like that, I literally he was like calling me. They gave you like a recruiter to make sure
Right.
you get on, and I had
Yes.
this really great guy from my neighborhood. And then I'm like, this is it. If I'm either gonna go for this or I'm gonna like. It was
Right.
scary as shit.
Yeah.
So like, I did everything to survive there. I remember thinking like, I had a show, and I'm like, this is rent for a couple of months. So like, I kept thinking if I could just, that's it for me.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to.
If you could keep that going.
Yeah. So
Right.
when she got to quit her job, it was the greatest day of my life. When I've been to Italy because of stand up. I mean, I got married. All of these incredible things. I'm really, really lucky. And then the anxiety is like, it could end any minute.
Yeah.
It could end any minute.
Yeah.
So I have.
We're always
Mental
like,
illness.
even as actors,
Listen,
next,
there's
next.
Of
no
course.
guarantee for anything in life.
100%.
Listen, I have a business. I mean, right now, tomorrow it could be taken away from me.
Of
so
course.
you can't. It doesn't matter. There's no
Yeah.
guarantees in
There's
life.
no guarantee for anybody.
Of
So you
course,
just got to
yeah.
enjoy what you're doing. My grandmother always said, she goes, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your
Yeah.
life.
It's really true. I
so true.
said to my wife the other day, I'm like, I haven't had that feeling of like I have to go do something I don't want to do in 6 years
It's
since
a
I
horrible
moved.
feeling.
Are you
It's the
picky
worst.
what jobs you take now?
Like, what do you mean?
Selective, like where back
I don't
in the
have that
day
many
you would
choices. Like, well, it depends. Like, if there's a one-off, if there's a show that's paying $500 in Kansas City, no, I'm not gonna.
No, you're not
I'm
doing
gonna
Take,
do
right. But when you were starting out, you would have did it, right?
Oh my God, I did focus groups in LA. Literally. I'd go there, they'd talk about Uber. I'm like, yeah, yeah. And they give you like a $200 gift certificate.
Yeah.
Then I'd go to Whole Foods and buy 2 pieces of bread because everything's so
love it.
expensive there. Yeah, so the fact that is, I pinch myself sometimes. I also like, you get ads from like TikTok or something, like where I remember I did one for a cereal, for a Kellogg cereal. I wrote a script, I submitted it, they approved it, and I made it in my guest bedroom. I came outside, I told my wife, I'm like, how cool is
amazing.
this?
Holy
That's
shit!
amazing.
How cool is this? Like, I wrote it, I directed it, I edited it. It's all what I want to do. I'm
Wow.
proud of it. This is what I was doing as a kid, making videos,
Yeah.
pretending I'm
Now you're a
smiling at
big
the
kid.
camera.
Now you're a big kid.
And
You're a big kid
it's
doing it.
identical. Like, yeah, I'm not on a set like I wish I was, and I'm not doing it with whoever, but like, it's almost cooler this way. I've been on sets. It's pretty.
It's amazing.
It's pretty like tiring and long and.
But
and,
isn't it amazing how everything evolved into now that there's these big companies now just going to like tracking people down on social media, and
amazing.
now it's like when we were kids, we had 5 stations.
Oh, yeah.
That was it, and
Yeah.
that's all we had to watch, and 30, 40 million people watch one show.
They had
Isn't
such
that
power.
crazy?
Yeah, it's
the
insane.
power they have, and now it's like if you can hold a million or 2 million,
And nobody's attention. Nobody's
No,
got the attention.
well, not
only
And
that-
everything is in this phone.
Of course.
And
yeah.
the kids, they can't even sit and watch something for 30 minutes. It's like, all right, 10 seconds, boom. If you don't get everything you need to tell me in that 10 seconds, they're done. So
You know what's kind of funny about that though? That actually taught me how to be a better writer. I remember when when I moved to LA, I was just trying to survive, and I would go to the Comedy Store, and good luck getting an open mic there. It's all politics. It's all who you know, and
Right.
there's like 400 people outside. They have like it's a potluck. They lift your
Yeah,
name
the
out of
potluck.
that
Yeah.
hat, but 7 of the comedians are doing it every week. It's like.
like, well, how is that?
And they also work here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm never gonna get picked for this. So I remember thinking like, what if I had these jokes that I wrote. It's like, what if I did them on Instagram instead of on stage? I have like 10,000 followers. So what if I took this 5-minute or whatever, and at that point you could only make a video a minute. So I'm
Right.
like, okay, I have to make this what I thought was 6 minutes. I have to squeeze it to 60 seconds, cut out all the bullshit,
Yeah.
Right.
and make it the strongest it possibly can be.
Cut out the weeds, keep the flowers.
And that's what made
Yeah.
me able to, because like that short attention span, I was able to like capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Even though
Wow.
I'm a victim of it as well. It's just, adapt or die. I don't know what
So
else.
where are you going to be now? Where are your shows? Where are you?
I'm everywhere for a while. I had off because I just had my son, so I was off.
I would love to come to one of your shows. 'Cause
Please,
I would
please.
love to.
I have around this area. I'm doing Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania this Saturday. I have a bunch coming up.
When are you playing in Jersey?
So I'm doing Morristown, Red Bank.
Oh, I gotta come to Red.
Morristown is in
And my brother lives near
October.
Morristown.
I think they're both in October. Morristown, Red Bank. It's the St. George Theater, gorgeous venue in Staten Island. Hometown shows are always incredible.
Yeah.
I'm doing West Nyack, where you came to see me, that club again.
Yeah.
Locally, and I have to check my website. I have no idea. I never really know.
So are you still acting?
I'm trying. I do self tapes. I'm trying. Yeah. I just.
Do you have good agents now?
I like him. Yeah, I don't know how plugged in you have to be. I don't know what percentage of it is who you know. I'm sure it's still crazy, especially now. I don't have any quota that they're, I've been told I'm too white for this part, but it
Who's
is what
your
it is.
favorite comedian right now? Like one of your top.
Right now, like doing it currently.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, I love Sebastian.
Do you watch comedy specials?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What comedy special do you recommend? people to
Shane
watch?
Gillis, Beautiful Dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
You know him?
Shane, you don't know Shane Gillis?
No, I do.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
I meant to say you watched it.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I've seen obviously clips on
Right.
YouTube.
He's like
so-
the guy right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, right
he's the
now.
guy right now.
You know what was telling me about him? Homeless Pimp.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
Homeless
Yeah,
Pimp?
oh my God, I love him.
Me too.
He's such a great guy.
He's the best.
Who is your iconic? Besides Dave Chappelle, which he's the best. His show was the best. Oh my
yeah.
God. Yeah, that was so funny.
And him in like 2003, there's no one better
No.
in history.
I liked when he played Rick James. That was like my
forget it.
favorite.
But
How
have
do,
you-
you, how do you feel today about being censored because of the wokeness? And does that interrupt who you really are and what you really want to say?
Oh yeah, I'm a bit of a. I'm scared that like I'm going to say the wrong thing and
That's
Isn't that
terrible.
horrible? It's
it is
horrible.
It is. I mean, it depends what it is. Like if I'm truly, I still get shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I put out this song last week or 2 weeks ago. It was a joke about how I just read the definition of mansplaining and it sounds a lot like my wife explaining things. so that was the joke. That was the joke, and all these feminists went insane on me,
no,
and I'm
you
like,
know
"Shut
what?
up!"
It's ridiculous.
They didn't, it's like you don't get the joke. You don't get the
you know
joke.
what it is? They have no sense of humor,
100%,
and that's
yeah.
the problem today. Is that people cannot laugh at themselves. Like you see, like we're two powerful women, and I think that's hilarious. I think
thank
that's
you.
funny.
Yeah, because you understand. You're normal.
we're
You
normal.
can't take jokes personal.
No.
Jokes are like, first of all, especially when you see people who just recently had a fight with one of the people, heckled him, got up, and he was like, yeah, don't let the fucking door hit you in the ass.
I think that was David Chappelle did that at one of his shows. He told somebody to leave.
There's so many now,
because he doesn't tolerate that crap. He just hasn't, he says what he wants
But
to.
why would you go knowing that you're going to do that?
Well, why would you go?
You don't belong
to
at a comedy show. Yeah, you don't belong at it.
There?
Go watch a nun do stand-up.
Really?
It's very weird that they.
It's
It's very strange.
It's like they almost want to get insulted, so they have something to complain about.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's their moment. They get the camera on them. They know they're going to be on.
They could be a Karen.
Of course,
somebody's
this is
TikTok.
not.
Yeah,
This is not
exactly.
someone who's fulfilled in their life. This is
No,
not someone who wakes
clearly.
up and is happy and has good relationships. This is someone who's has a lot of problems that they don't want to talk about. They have to it's tough going to therapy. It's
So
tough.
if there were no censors, would your comedy be completely different than it is?
So I don't censor myself, and when I'm on stage, I go for it. I don't give a shit when I'm on stage. But like there will be times when like I have anxiety about stuff, and I'm like, I have to get over that. That's my own problem. But like I don't really on stage. I certainly don't. If it's a video, I'm afraid that because I haven't gotten to like we're mentioning Sebastian a lot. I mean he's kind of the only one really who just sort of he did explode very quickly over his one of his bits went crazy on Facebook, but like everybody that has like sort of a thing that puts them on the map.
Right.
Yeah.
And they can kind of like not that they made it or they're safe, but they kind of get to a place where it's like, I'm established. You can't really take this away from me. I'm worried that like people could just like misinterpret something, and then if I lose followers, I can't make money. I'm dead. So like that's something that I have to.
But isn't that really screwed up to have to feel that way? It's like it's you know what I mean. Like I'm gonna talk about it from a business point of view. Like even you don't want to say anything, do anything to like even have that little bit of somebody thinking you're going to insult somebody or whatever.
Yeah, but no one's. Who the hell?
People look for it.
Who's perfect though?
Nobody.
If you look at anybody who's offended with something, there is someone that they love that disrupted the status quo that they celebrated. Meaning, if they grew up and they thought religion was oppressive, they loved the anti-God movement, even though that offended my grandma.
Right.
But they were like, good, offensive is good.
Right.
But now when it offends them, offensive is bad.
Yeah.
It's like, and plus, no one is worthy of redemption anymore.
No.
Like, I always thought that if you look at a lot of celebrities go to rehab, or New York City here, you could steal whatever you want, or in LA, and it's like, well,
Up
these
to 1,500.
they're not bad people. They just need to be helped.
Yes,
and then it's
good
like,
point.
okay,
Great point.
so they are worthy of redemption, right?
Right.
They're not bad. We need their help. But if you do something, that's it. You're not worthy of redemption.
You're done.
You're done. Everything you worked so hard for
is gone.
Somebody came out and said,
I don't
"Bring
think
me
it's as
these
bad
perfect
anymore.
people.
Oh.
It's getting better.
Bring
It
me
is.
these perfect people." Because if I did a back check on these perfect people
Oh my
who
God.
cancel
Oh,
people,
forget it.
you'd all be freaking canceled.
What did Eddie Murphy used to say about the bones in people's closet? And some people have graveyards.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
They say
Oh, my
that,
God.
And those are
Of
the people
course.
who usually complain.
100%.
And they're the ones. So
Just be nice,
That's it.
Just be nice. Have
a good person.
Have compassion and empathy, and that seems to be gone.
People, 100%. People also don't understand that a lot of the times the joke is supporting your beliefs. Meaning, if I said, women belong in the kitchen or something like that, and people laughed, I actually don't think that. That's why I'm laughing at it.
That's why you're laughing at it and making
You
a
understand?
joke about
Like
it.
they don't understand that. It's
Right.
like if I clearly
You're being
we're
ironic.
laughing because it's wrong.
You're being ironic.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe they're too dumb. I'm going to say dumb.
It's like
you're
if
dumb that you don't realize it.
Usually the person saying it believes the exact opposite.
Yes.
That's why they're laughing.
Yeah.
It's like, look how funny it would be if I believed this.
Right.
It's so weird. How do you make comedy out of being
You
like?
can't.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
can't.
You
It's
know?
impossible.
My wife is brave. You're gonna start laughing at that? What's?
Well, it's funny.
You're
you
right.
say it.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite.
Exactly. I bash
true.
my wife to no end. She's perfect.
But it's funny to it's funny to bash your significant
Of
other.
course.
And when I do it with my significant, we laugh. It's
Of
funny.
course. Yes, because you have a good relationship.
Right, which OCD Nelly over here calling me and things like that.
A friend of mine once said, I put out this video making fun of my wife. My friend from high school was like, this is so funny. My wife would kill me if I made fun of her. And I said, you guys shouldn't be together.
Yeah, really.
You don't.
If she can't laugh
There's something missing. You're not connected.
Yeah. Last night, Jerry Seinfeld came out. I'm telling you, I told him before, the standing ovation when he came and the standing ovation when he left, and the fact that Sebastian brought him on stage, and he said, I never did the garden. Thank you, Sebastian. He
Jerry said that?
Yeah, he never did the garden. He goes, you all know how much I love New York. You know I grew up in New York. I do all my comedy about New York. I lived in LA for a short period of time. Let's not talk about that. I want to talk about that I'm here because Sebastian, thank you. Da-da-da-da. And it was so cool.
What a show.
And people were screaming at Jerry! In the middle of his set. If you watch it, they filmed that, you're going to see it. And all he did, his whole set, half his set was about his wife and how to be obedient. Just be the dog by the door when she wiggles the keys. Don't ask where you're going. You're just happy you're going out, like the dog. He hears the leash. He's just going out. Don't ask where. What does it matter? Why do you care? He was funny.
Oh, yeah.
But then Sebastian came out, and he talks about his wife's aloofness.
Yes.
She's very aloof, but she is. She's hysterical. I love her. And the brunt of the jokes are about the wife, and I think that's so funny.
Well, it's the person you know the best. So, right? And you know their quirks, and you know who they are.
We also will take one little thing and magnify it to be gigantic.
You're
to be theatrical, for theatrical purposes.
Of course.
And now your kid don't have a snowball shot in hell. He's going to be the brunt of all your jokes.
Oh, no. I make a joke that, it's gotten so crazy with, wokeness that my son's going to have to fight for the right to vote, probably. Because he's a straight white male. He's going to have to, it's going to be...
It's so true.
It's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be a weird...
How old is he?
He's 6 weeks.
He's cute. You didn't see him?
No.
He's here. I'll show you.
Oh my God, I want to
beautiful.
see. Oh, I can't wait to be a grandma. My daughter's getting married too. She's a year younger than you.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
It's really,
Congrats.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And hopefully we're going to get married in Sicily, we're hoping.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
A destination wedding?
Yes.
Do you know
say
I should be
destination
shot? I've
wagon?
never been to Italy.
So you're coming.
Really? Well, me
My
neither. I
whole
was only there
family
last year. I went there last
If she
year.
goes, if
I'm
we
going.
You're
I
coming.
have to go see my family in Caserta. They're in Naples. And Leonardo DiCaprio, he calls me his cousin because we don't know anybody else that's from Caserta. You're from Caserta, you said, Nikki? Our camera guy? No, he's shaking his head no.
No.
By the way, shout out
to Caserta.
to Nikki.
Oh, Nikki, we
Our
love
camera
you.
guy. And
Yeah.
he's also,
And Ricky.
Nikki, throw that camera on
It
you.
sounds like a show, Nikki and Ricky.
But I've never been there. My whole family's in Caserta, and I don't know anybody that's from Caserta except Leo, really. And he's funny. Leo goes, I don't tell it. I said, we got to go. Let's go together. He goes, no, I don't want them to know I'm their cousin. they'll.
Oh, forget
I said,
it.
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I got to go. The name of the street is Via Narducci.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah. So all my aunts, 10 years ago,
Where is
all got on a
Caserta
plane.
near?
They all went. Caserta's in Naples, off
It's
Naples.
it's off Naples,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
more, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying
So
to.
I really
I'm
need
trying
to
to
go.
picture where it is.
You
Where what
live
part of
in
Italy are you from?
Naples.
So my mother's family is Maraneo in Sicily, and her dad is Trieste.
Okay.
My father's family. If I ask my dad anything, he says, I don't know, Eric. So I don't know anything about them. He doesn't tell me. But some north, some south. My uncle went to. Apparently, there's an Alessandro. And we're D'Alessandro, and he claims that they rolled the red carpet out for him, but I think he was lying. Nothing happened to me when I went. I don't know. I don't even know if I went.
Wait, are your parents both 100% Italian?
No.
What are they?
I can never be made. My dad's 25% Irish, and some other bullshit.
Irish and Italian make such
Oh,
beautiful
sure, he's a
children.
cop.
Yeah.
Exactly, as
you
it's
go.
written in the Bible.
As it's written, yes.
Yeah, so he's 25, so I'm an eighth.
An eighth Irish.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll forgive you. You're more Italian than anything, so it's okay.
I know, and I look more Italian.
You look
so
Italian.
My son looks like Jim Gaffigan somehow. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him.
The milkman.
Yeah.
So your wife is all Italian too?
No, she's not. She's barely Italian.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. He's mostly Italian, my son, but her dad's Greek and Irish.
What a nice combo.
It's a nice combo.
Her mom's Puerto Rican and Irish and a little Italian.
Yeah.
What a good combo.
That's a nice combo.
Well, listen, we have another comic coming.
Okay.
Yes.
Colin
Get
Quinn
outta here.
I
is
can't
next,
wait.
and I got to tell you,
We had
you
so much
really
fun with
made.
you.
You guys are the
made
best.
my-
Thank you so
I'm
much for having
happy.
me. Thank you so
I really
much.
didn't think he was gonna say yes because I was like random. I'm like, he don't know me. I went to see a show. So what? I was like, hi, we have a podcast. Would you want to come on? He was like, yeah.
That's so nice
Of course.
that you did this.
And it's so cool that I get to go to the feast. I haven't been to this in like 8 years or something like that. I haven't been here in a while.
Isn't it wonderful?
It's incredible.
great, right?
Yeah, it's really nice.
Well, we want to thank you from
wanna
the
thank
bottom
you.
of
Thank you.
our hearts
Thank you for having me.
Again. We love.
Yeah, come out to a show. Let me know whatever show you want to come to.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I'll only
exchange-
charge you
exchange-
half.
We'll go. No, listen, we'll go.
We'll
Don't
go.
worry, we'll go. Could I?
Yeah, let me know.
Can you take a picture with my
Please,
camera?
and mine too. Thank you so much
my
for
God, of
coming
course.
in.
Thank
and
you.
seeing-
Thank you so
and
much.
And let everybody know where you're going to be too.
Yeah, I mean, go to my website, ericdalessandro.com. Watch my special on Hulu.
We're gonna put it all up
Just
when
leave
we
it on
put
in the
it.
background when you're vacuuming, so people can get so they think that you're
Oh,
watching.
come over.
Where's my phone? Did you?
Don't worry, I'll send you mine. I'll send it
Okay.
to you. I'll send it
Okay.
to you.
This is so comfortable. This booth.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
It's custom made.
Oh, of course.